So, my rate for dishes is going up with inflation.
Oh, is it?
Blame the economy. So, my rate for dishes is going up with inflation.
Oh, is it?
Blame the economy. So, my rate for dishes is going up with inflation.
Oh, is it?
Blame the economy.
Hey, Dad! Is my weekly allowance up for negotiation?
No, not really.
Okay,
Okay.
we'll talk about this later. Hey, Dad! Is my weekly allowance up for negotiation?
No, not really.
Okay,
Okay.
we'll talk about this later. Hey, Dad! Is my weekly allowance up for negotiation?
No, not really.
Okay,
Okay.
we'll talk about this later. Hey, Dad! Is my weekly allowance up for negotiation?
No, not really.
Okay,
Okay.
we'll talk about this later.
Take cash, direct deposit, or check.
I think a pony is a smart investment.
My rate for dishes is going up with inflation.
Is my weekly allowance up for negotiation?
I'm also open to a salary position. Take cash, direct deposit, or check.
I think a pony is a smart investment.
My rate for dishes is going up. With inflation?
Is my weekly allowance up for a negotiation?
I'm also open to a salary position. Take cash, direct deposit, or check.
I think a pony is a smart investment.
My rate for dishes is going up. With inflation?
Is my weekly allowance up for a negotiation?
I'm also open to a salary position. Take cash, direct deposit, or check.
I think a pony is a smart investment.
My rate for dishes is going up. With inflation?
Is my weekly allowance up for a negotiation?
I'm also open to a salary position. Take cash, direct deposit, or check.
I think a pony is a smart investment.
My rate for dishes is going up. With inflation?
Is my weekly allowance up for a negotiation?
I'm also open to a salary position. Take cash, direct deposit, or check.
I think a pony is a smart investment.
My rate for dishes is going up. With inflation?
Is my weekly allowance up for a negotiation?
I'm also open to a salary position. Take cash, direct deposit, or check.
I think a pony is a smart investment.
My rate for dishes is going up. With inflation?
Is my weekly allowance up for a negotiation?
I'm also open to a salary position.
Le agradecemos que están aquí a acompañarnos esta noche por el partido de fútbol. Bienvenidos a Lion Country.
Hey, Dad! Is my weekly allowance up for a negotiation?
No, not really.
Okay,
Okay.
we'll talk about this later. Hey, Dad! Is my weekly allowance up for a negotiation?
No, not really.
Okay,
Okay.
we'll talk about this later. Hey, Dad! Is my weekly allowance up for a negotiation?
No, not really.
Okay,
Okay.
we'll talk about this later. Hey, Dad! Is my
To the Foothill High School and your Mira Monte Lions. Bienvenidos a Lion Country. Le agradecemos que estamos aquí con nosotros esta noche para el partido de soccer contra Foothill. As customary here in Lion Country, we're going to ask everybody that's in attendance at this time to respectfully stand so we can honor our nation and our flag with the playing of the national anthem. On behalf of the administration and the athletic department, we appreciate your reverence demonstrated during the playing
Okay.
of the national anthem. Thank you so much. And now, your starting lineups. First for the visiting high school.
Ladies and
Foothill.
gentlemen, welcome back to the
William
Kern High
Martin.
Network. I'm Trevor Horn, along with, as always,
Alonso
my partner in
Moretti.
crime, Julian Wilson. And here we are at Mira Monte High School tonight for a big Horizon League boys
Roberto
soccer
Arreola.
showdown as the Lions host the
Benjamin
Foothill
Davila.
Trojans. The Horizon League,
Toledo.
arguably one of the toughest, if not the
Josue
toughest in
Chavez.
Kern County for boys soccer. And these are two of the
Lopez
top teams in
Ortega.
Kern County, two of the top teams in the Kern High School District going at it tonight.
Fabian
Both
Rivera.
are right behind Golden Valley in the league standings. Miramonte ranked number 19 overall by Max Preps in the Central Section. They're 12-3-1 and 3-1 in league. Foothill, the defending Division II Central Section champs and the defending
And now for your
D3
Monte
CIF SoCal
Lions.
champions, are
Starting at
1,
keeper,
2,
number
and 1
Juan
in league this
Mendez.
year, and are coming off
Number
a
18,
loss to
Manuel
Miramonte
Cruz.
earlier on January 6th in league play. Very crucial game for the Trojans, very crucial game for the Lions. Let's go through your starting lineups real quick for the visiting Foothill Trojans. You've got
17,
captain,
Gonzalo
center
Lopez.
back, Eli Chavez. Defender, William Martin.
Number 8, Julian
Number
Quintero.
3, right back, Alonzo Lomeli.
Number 10,
Number
Joshua
5, center
Montoya.
back, Robert Arola. Forward, number 6, Benji
Number
Davila.
15, Dario
Number 7, left
Ledesma.
back, Chris Guerrero. Captain, number 9, forward,
Number
Josue
5,
Chavez.
Fabian Perez.
Captain, number 10, center back, Brian Lopez. And at forward tonight,
Number 7,
Alex
Joshua
Machu Diaz.
George.
For the Miramonte Lions tonight, at goalkeeper, number 1,
Number 3,
Juan
David
Mendez.
Ramirez.
At the wing, number 3, David Ramirez.
And number
At
9,
left
Jose
back,
Oviedo.
captain number 5, Gabriel Perez. At
Your
center
Lions are
back,
coached
captain
by
number
Christian
6,
Frank
Ricky
Francisco
Perez.
Jorge
At the
Orellana
wing, number
and
7,
Juan
Joshua
Angelino.
Hoy. At midfield, a Jockey Club
Appreciate
award
your
winner.
attendance. Thank you for
Number 8,
your
Julian
support. Don't
Quintero.
forget,
Number
Kern High
9,
Network's in the house,
striker
Broadcast
Jose
Live, and
Oviedo.
Roar Zone.
At midfielder, number 10,
It's
Joshua
game
Montoya.
time.
At midfielder, Dario Ledesma, number 15. At center back, number 17, Gonzalo Lopez. And at center back, number 18, Manuel Cruz. As we exchange pleasantries with the officials tonight, both teams are going to go into their pregame huddle. We're going to get this one going. The Lions are coached this year by Christian Franco, a 2016 Independence graduate and his second year as head coach for the Lions. In his 12th year now at Foothill, Ty Rose, one of the longest tenured boys soccer coaches in the Central Section, still at it, still looks not a day older than the day he started 12 years ago back in 2013. And once again, he's got his Foothill Trojans playing great soccer once again. Like I said, the Horizon League, one of the toughest leagues in town, in the county, and in the section. Golden Valley leading the way. They are 4-0, have beaten both of these teams thus far in league play. Ranked 29th in the section. Miramonte ranked number 19. Foothills ranked 33rd, and then Del Oro and Arvin are right there at 79 and 80. The top half of the Horizon League in general, one of the top leagues in the Central Section for boys soccer. And there's a big, big reason for that, and we'll get to that in just a minute. But what we're going to do right now, ladies and gentlemen, is we're going to get this thing going, and I'm going to do my best to keep the numbers going for you as much as possible, just because we're up here on the perch, Julian. And my eyesight's not as great as it used to be, but we're going to do the best that we can. We're going to have some enjoyment here on Friday night. Isn't that right, Julian?
That's right. It's already started, and it's been great.
All right, so Miramonte, you'll see, is in the black with the gold lettering, while Foothill is in the gray with light white lettering on their jerseys. Miramonte at midfield, holding possession right now against the Trojans. Both of these teams, perennial Central Section powers, year in and year out. And that's a testament to their coaching staff and the culture on both of these campuses for the sport of soccer, especially in the boys' side, that really, the east side of Bakersfield has really kind of taken that stronghold within the sport in the last 10, 15 years. And there's both coaches will attest that to the family-like environment, the Hispanic cultures for both of these teams. Both of these teams are made up primarily of Hispanic players, and soccer is not just, as Tyro said, it's not one of those things where a couple days a week you and a shot from midfield saved there nicely for Foothill. Goalkeeper Oswaldo Aguilar back there for the Trojans. It's one of those things where it's not, like Tyro said, the head coach of Foothill said, it's not one of those things where it's a minivan ride once or 2 days a week on the weekends to go play. Soccer is life to these young men, and this is something that they grew up playing and they continue playing. And they've been playing together. When you look at it, both of these programs, they all went to the same junior highs, whether they're at Foothill or whether they're going to Fairfax here for the Mira Monte team. And it's one of those things, Julian, is, you look to the northwest from us right now, and you can see the lights from Foothill bright as well because the girls' game is going on over Foothill right now. And it's one of those things where this is also a neighborhood rivalry because Foothill is not that far away. It's about 3 or 4 miles as the crow flies from here.
Yeah, it's literally a stone throw away.
It really is, and it's the battle for the 58, if you will. Foothill with possession here, and nice defense there for the Lions as they're able to corral it and get possession again by the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper for Miramonte this evening, Juan Mendez. Number one in your program and number one in our hearts, right, Julian?
That's right.
A dead ball now. And may have an injury now for Foothill, but it looks like we're good to go. Back up and running is William Martin, one of the defenders for the Trojans this evening. Let's go back to that Foothill season of last year, if you will. Division II champs defeated El Diamante 3-1 for the section title, third in the last 6 years for the Trojans. And then they were awarded the 4 seed in Division III in the Southern California regional bracket. At home, defeated number 5 Silmar 3-2. Then in the semifinals, it's only a 3-game tournament bracket. And a shot there by the Lions, deflected well by the defense for the Trojans. Another shot in the box. A dead ball out of bounds, and it will go back to Foothill, where the Trojans last year had to go down to Newport Harbor, the number 1 seed, and defeated them 1-0. And then, thankfully, Porterville, the 5 seed, the 6 seed, was also victorious. So they had a home game in the D3 SoCal Regional Finals. Packed house here at Miramonte, and a 5-0 victory over Porterville, a team that they had lost to 5-1 in tournament play earlier in the year last year. Tyro said, it's one of those things where it's just a magical thing. It's something that it was a program that when he took over was Division IV program, and here they are winning a Division II section title and then winning the D3 program. He said last year wasn't a fluke. You could see that by the way that the team has played previously and how they've come back and been very successful once again this year. And he said the home crowd was just absolutely phenomenal last year for the Trojans, just as the shot just goes high over the crossbar. Nice look at the goal for the Lions. But the Trojans will get the ball back and take possession. Still in a 0-0 tie 5 minutes into this one. Here at Miramonte on the Current Eye Network, I'm Trevor Horn along with Julian Wilson. I'd like to thank Miramonte High School for hosting us tonight. Also, a big special thank you to Stan Green and the Kern High District Superintendents and our sponsors, the Valley Strong Credit Union, for allowing us to put on events like this in our community. We'd like to thank our Miramonte Administration Principal, Roman Aguilar, AP of Instruction, Jessica Torres, AP of Administration, Amber Pyrus, Dean of Student Behavior and Supports, Jessica Moreno, Dean and Student Behavior Supports, Christian Lopez, Athletic Director Josue Valenzuela, who's below us right now, and Activities Director Marina Lopez. Thank you so much for the hospitality this evening. And Josue did offer us pizza earlier tonight, but we had other dinner plans, didn't we, Julian?
Yeah, but, a little additional never hurts.
Never does hurt. Do you have a full belly, sir?
I don't know. I don't know.
Do you need more wings?
I don't know.
And we'll find out, won't we? There's more to eat. All right. 6 minutes in, still 0-0 between these two teams. Two league rivals, two neighborhood rivals, two perennial teams here in the Central section. Ooh, nice look from the dead ball. And a shot inside and deflected twice by Foothill's defense. My goodness, that was a goal 99% of the time. But the defense, whether it was the goalkeeper or the defender, was just absolutely Johnny on the spot and kept the Lions at bay on that shot. My goodness. With the numbers on the back for Foothill, still waiting for the young man to turn around so I can give you a key. And it looks like that was number 2, William Martin, the defender. Had a great block there. And then goalkeeper Oswaldo Aguilar, perfect place there, was a double deflection and keep that ball from getting in the net. So we're still tied up 0-0. That was athleticism at its finest, Julian. Little conversation going on between Joshua Montoya and the official. Mira Monte regaining possession again. Had a nice conversation with Mira Monte, head coach Christian Franco, just before game time. Said one of the things is just continuing the process. A lot of freshmen on the team this year. They've done some great things, but the nice thing he said about this program is that whether they're a senior or freshman, they all seem to get along. The seniors bring in the freshmen. There's no hazing within this team. There's a brotherhood, a family-like atmosphere. He said all of them went to the same junior highs, so they've been playing together this sport. They've been hanging around with each other since their childhood days, since their elementary school days. So there's a lot of familiarity, and they really know each other quite well. And one of the things, too, he said, with most of them being 99, if not all of the entire roster being Hispanic, the family culture that they have, they're raised with at home has kind of bled into this team. And he said it's a totally family affair. He's also very excited about the team GPA this year, well above a 3.0, and that's led by Ricky Perez, the captain, the center back, who has a 4.5 GPA. And he said he is the unquestioned leader of this team this year for Miramonte. Great words from a young head coach in just his second year at the helm here at Miramonte. He's a full-time sub here on campus. I know the administration is trying to find him a job if one is able to get open, because there's nothing better than having a head coach of a program as large as boys soccer, especially here at Miramonte, be able to have that head coach on campus to be able to just mentor those student athletes, not just in season but all year long. Even on a day where there was no school within the Kern High School District, a nice little student section for the Lions. The cheerleaders are here on a rather pleasant evening. A wonderful day the last 2 days. The weather has been in the mid-70s, low to mid-70s, and it's not too cold tonight, Julian.
Not yet.
Not yet. Don't jinx it, Trev. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
I would never tell you that. If it gets cold tonight, it's not going to be because of what you said.
That is true. It's because of what God brings in. But it is a very pleasant evening. The lights of the city surrounding us, even though we're here far in the southwest part of Bakersfield, just south of the 58 off of Fairfax. Wonderful campus here at Miramonte. Speaking with Ty Rose, the head coach for Foothill, he talks about it being a young team. They graduated 8 of their top 10 goal scorers from last year. So young team for the Trojans, new guys trying to find their way. A lot of ups and downs, he said, this year. A little bit more downs and ups in the last few matches here in league play. But he's hopeful that they're going to be able to turn it around. Said the league play, especially in the Horizon League, very physical. Kind of missing that of late is what Ty Rose said about his time, about his team this in the last couple of weeks here in league. As that shot goes, kind of looked like a field goal, yeah? 3 points? If this was football, not football. But he said it's one of those things where he's trying to get them to be a little bit more physical, understand that it's one thing about high school football is that it is it's very physical, and kids are not soft, and they're learning that their roles and trying to figure that out. So both of these teams, both well coached, both very athletic, very, very talented, and just trying to break through, trying to see who can get that first goal into the net this evening. Few headers there in Mira Monte territory. The Lions with the ball. Nice kick out. Foothill with possession, but good defense there by Mira Monte, able to bring it back in. Leading goal scorer for the Lions this year is junior number 9, Jose Oviedo, 11 goals thus far for the Lions. Freshman Joshua Montoya, 10 goals. He's number 10. Number 18, another freshman, Alex Lazema, 6 goals and 10 assists for the Lions this year. And junior number 3, David Ramirez, 5 assists and 2 goals. Notice I did not say a senior. So Miramonte, very young, much like Foothill is as well. Their leading scorer is junior number 9, Josue Chavez, 7 goals, 6 assists coming into tonight. Another junior number 6, Benji Davila, 6 goals and 9 assists. A senior, Chris Gutierrez, number 7, Chris Guerrero, 5 goals and 2 assists. And then sophomore, number 12, Avian Rivera, 4 goals for the Trojans. And that's how the offense is kind of rolling this year for both of these teams. Both play really good defense, and both are very opportunistic offensively. When those opportunities come, they find their ability to be aggressive with the ball while on offense. Change of possession here right at midfield. We'll go back to the Trojans. Nearing the 15-minute mark here in the first half. We're still 0-0. Did you see we had weather in the forecast Sunday and Monday, and then it just kind of went away? Julian?
I saw it. Yep, I was there.
It was there, and then it just kind of went away. So the season for Foothill started back on November 21st with a 7-2 victory over Tulare Union. And then 2 weeks later, after the Thanksgiving break, Trojans came back and got a big win over Centennial, 3-0. Start off the season 2-0. And then a 1-0 loss to South in tournament play, and then they tied Frontier, lost to Stockdale 2-0. Couple wins against Highland, lost to Mendota. They played wonderful prep, 2-0 victory, lost to Mission Oak. Came back and then defeated South in non-league action 2 days after Christmas. And then a big win, big win for the Trojans on January 4th. 4-1 victory over Reedley. Reedley, a Division I team in the Central Section, which is also what Foothill is this year. Mm-hmm. They requested to be moved up. That's one thing you can do. You can request in the Central Section to move up. You can't request to move down. So the Trojans, a Division I team, and got a big win over Reedley. And then that 4-1 loss to open up league play against these Miramonte Lions, 4-1 back on January 8th. 4-0 win over West, 3-1 win over Del Oro. Tied Arvin 1-1. And then on Wednesday, a tough 5-0 loss to the Golden Valley Bulldogs. And that's the season thus far for the Trojans. Miramonte 12-3-1, very successful season. Opened the year 4-0 with wins over Independence, Paso Robles, Napomo, Sunnyside before a 1-0 loss to Dos Pueblos, Southern Section team down near Santa Barbara. Came back, defeated Tehachapi in tournament play, 5-0. Tied Taft 1-1. They defeated Strathmore and Arvin in tournament play. And then on December 20th, lost to Ridgeview, Ridgeview, number 1 team in Kern County. Arguably top 2, top 3 team, maybe even the number 1 team if you talk to some people in the Central section. So very tough game. Played them tight, 2-0 loss. And then came back, beat Del Oro 6-1. The 4-1 win over the Trojans and lost 1-0 to Golden Valley. And then have won the last 3. 1-0 win over South, a 3-1 win over Del Oro. And then on Wednesday, a 4-0 victory over Arvin. So there's where both of those teams have kind of gone this season, or have gone this season up until this point, with 5 matches to go left in the regular season, including this evening. Playoffs just 3 weeks away, Julian, if you believe that.
The time is going by super, super fast.
Well, and it's one of those things, like for us, you know, we had the fortunate opportunity to watch Frontiers football team play all the way to the second to last day that they could play, because they played on the Friday in the state finals, winning the Division III state championship. So we had that opportunity, and then finals came up for students, so there wasn't a lot of action after that. And then we went right into the holiday season, and then boom, here we are 3 weeks after the holidays. A nice shot there for the Lions. Goes wide right. Are we going to call a corner kick? We are going to call a corner kick. So we'll get a little bit of action here. On the corner, that is Dario Ledesma, the midfielder, with the corner kick for the Lions. 22 minutes left in the first half, still 0-0. The left footer, a little bit long. Header no good. And the Trojans will regain possession at midfield. Nice footwork there. The ball goes out of bounds and still stays Trojans possession. Missed opportunity there by the Lions. Shot on the corner a little bit, but we do have a player down here in the goal box for Foothill, so we'll have a little bit of a stoppage as one of the linesmen will come over and check on him. And it looks like head coach Ty Rose is going to take his stroll over there as well.
Yeah, and it's not warm enough for cramping or anything like that, but it may be just very well just a cramp.
Maybe. I mean, it was a nice day today. They didn't have any school, so maybe these guys were out running around and having a little fun in the sun like I was with my son this afternoon. It's a crazy thing about this weather right now, where it's shorts and T-shirts weather when the sun's up in the afternoon from about noon till the sun starts to go down about 4:35, and then once that sun goes down and hits that horizon, the temperature drops. Just dips. And it's not like summertime or springtime where when it dips, you're like, oh, man, this is comfortable. It dips, and you're like, oh, it's a little bit cold. And I know I got buddies back east and up in the Pacific Northwest, and, and they say, hey, man, you're not dealing with cold. We're dealing with cold. I was like, but I'm dealing with cold to what we're adjusted to here in the Central Valley.
Right.
All right, the young man is walking off on his own power. That was number 2. William Martin, the defender for Foothill, who had that great save earlier in the box. He's walking off. Doesn't seem to be limping all too bad, so hopefully it was, like you said, just a minor cramp or maybe a little ankle injury, and hopefully he'll be back in action here sooner rather than later for the Trojans. Yeah, he's going to put that orange jersey on to indicate that he will be a replacement player here quite soon. So just looks like it's an injury replacement just for a moment. He's probably chomping at the bit to get back into action. Midway point here in the first half, still 0-0. Just one really good shot on goal, and that was for Mira, but a great defensive effort for Martin and the goalkeeper, Oswaldo Aguilar, to keep that out of the net and keep us tied here 0-0. One thing that athletic director Josue Valenzuela says has really been elevated here recently at Miramonte is the Roar Zone, the student section. Like I said, here we are on a day where there was no school, so they didn't have any reason to want to come back onto campus, but they did. And there's we're about 30 to 40 strong right here out in the cold. And when the action really gets going, these young students from Miramonte they're gonna make their presence known. And Mr. Valenzuela, the athletic director here, says that one of the big things that's been elevated here at Miramonte is the student involvement in situations like the Roar Zone, which is such a great thing for a school to have. Is great. You don't want to come out here and play just in front of your parents and a few friends and family. You want to play for your fellow students, your classmates, the ones that you see every day. You want them to cheer you on and have that school spirit, and that's what has really kind of come into fruition here at Miramonte as of late. Another great defensive effort for Foothill to keep that ball out of the box for the Lions, who have really kind of held possession for most of the first half here tonight in this Horizon League matchup. Here on the Current Eye Network, I'm Trevor Horn along with Julian Wilson. Thank you guys for joining us here on this Friday evening. Whether you're watching us live tomorrow morning over a bowl of cereal and a cup of coffee or sometime in the future in 2035. Hope the future's all right, Julian?
We hope.
We hope. Let us know. Post a comment here on Facebook. Let us know how the future is in 2035. Did the Sacramento Kings finally win an NBA title by then?
Oh, gosh.
Does Kyle Shanahan get the Niners an NFL Super Bowl title? Speaking of that, big weekend on Sunday. Conference championships. Buffalo Bills and a Central Section quarterback and Josh Allen, who prepped at Fireball, taking on Patrick Mahomes and the two-time defending Super Bowl champ Kansas City Chiefs. And then Philadelphia Eagles at home on Sunday in the early game. We'll be hosting the Washington Commanders against Jaden Daniels, a rookie quarterback who's arguably had the greatest rookie season of a quarterback in the NFL, and Southern California boy, went to El Cajon High School, started out at Arizona State before he started LSU, before becoming a top 5 draft pick and a franchise quarterback right away for the Commanders. Speaking of football here in Kern County, it was a big week for college coaches to make their rounds. I know Boise State was in town. Montana State was in town. USC stopped by a few programs. Offers handed out. Marion Sloan, the do-it-all wide receiver, running back, even played some quarterback. Wildcat this year with Ezekiel Osborne down. Received an offer from NAU. Nice save there. Oswaldo Aguilar with his second big save of the first half here for Foothill. Keep Miramonte off the scoreboard. Great defense for the Trojans thus far. The really strong offensive presence for the Lions thus far. Liberty O lineman Quinn Bucky. Yes, that same Bucky family, the father Jeff who played for Stanford in the NFL. One of the greatest linemen in BHS in Kern County history. Third of 4 boys. He's got 2 boys also playing college football with Grant at UCLA and Zach at Stanford. Quinn got an offer from Arizona earlier this week. Ricky Johnson, running back, linebacker, holds an offer from Arizona. Big week for Kern County. Jalen Ford, the speedster, the fastest man in the Central Section. Really good wide receiver and kick returner for the BHS Drillers, offered from Arizona. So we're going to see some talent next fall on the football field here in Kern County, which is never a bad thing. Speaking of football, How about Miramonte's run in the Central Section playoffs? Christian Johnson, the head coach, took them all the way to the D6 finals for a team that went just 1-9 in 2023. Come back and just exploded. Great offensive performances by the Lions. Defeated the number 1 seed Minarets in the playoffs to advance to the finals. A lot of excitement here at Miramonte for the boys soccer team, boys basketball, football program, cross-country programs, all doing very, very well for the Lions. And obviously Foothill hanging their hat, as they should, winning the SoCal Regional State Championship as in Division III in boys soccer last year. This team doing something that only South High and Garces has done in Kern County since the CIF enacted the NorCal and SoCal Regional Championship playoffs some 15 years ago. So not an easy thing to do, and so for Ty Rose and that coaching staff and this program, it was a phenomenal year last year.
Yep.
And they're continuing that process. Like I said, it's no fluke. This program is a perennial championship contender year in and year out, and that's the same thing that Christian Franco was doing here at Miramonte. Both of these programs playing great soccer year in and year out and doing it once again this year. And that's why we're here for this contest. And tightly contested, still 0-0. 12 minutes left here in the first half. Starting to get a little chilly, Julian.
Just a little.
Just a little. We'll warm up at halftime. Put an extra layer on. Foothill with possession at midfield, looking to get something going, and Miramonte quickly gets the ball back, and they're just kind of volleying the ball back and forth, if you will, here at midfield, trying to find a little bit of a crease, some kind of opening, a nice run. Wide field, shot goes just right off the hands of Aguilar, but he's able to corral it. And again, Miramonte with their 4th shot on goal, all 4 unsuccessful thus far. Foothill still looking for that first good shot by their offense. Great defense by Miramonte as the Lions have been able to control possession for the majority of the first 29 minutes-ish of this first half here in the Horizon League Showdown. Long shot, well high of the net. The ball will go right back to Foothill. The Central Section playoffs just weeks away. Talked to Assistant Commissioner Matt Shazano today, and he said, yes, there is a 16-team bracket available for Division I this year, but he said that if there isn't 16 teams that the committee decides that on that day that they do the brackets, just I believe 2 Fridays from today, 2 or 3 Fridays from today, they may go down to 12 teams. Miramonte with another nice shot. Nice deflection there by Eli Chavez, one of the captains here for the Trojans. Clovis North and Buchanan are your top 2 seeds out of the track up in Clovis. Both of those teams, their strength of schedule gets a little bit higher as they play because the Max Preps algorithm considers them a little bit stronger than you'll see with Ridgeview in the Valley League this year. There's nothing wrong with that. The only thing there is just who's going to host a semifinal. So you want to be the top 2 like Ridgeview does. Corner kick here for the Lions. Kick back, shot inside in the box. Nice deflection for the Trojans. Miramonte sit with the ball. Another shot on goal. Wonderful deflection there by Aguilar. And he should be excited about that one because he went aerial on that one. And that was a great deflection. It keeps that ball once again out of the net, but it will set up a corner kick here for the Lions. And it looks like that's going to be the corner kick from the lefty for the Lions. Header goes wide right and dead ball out of bounds. Nope, the Foothill is able to regain possession. Nope, there is a whistle there, and we do have an injury stoppage once again for the Trojans. Little stretching. It looks like we're going to be right back into play here in just a second. 8:26. It looks like we're probably about 4 minutes, an extra time here, as long as nothing else happens in the next 6 minutes. Not too much extra stoppage time, especially since we're still scoreless here with 8 minutes left in the first half. So we'll see which team can find the back of the net. Mira Monte obviously has had 5 opportunities, but again, great defense led by goalkeeper Oswaldo Aguilar, especially that last one. My goodness, the first one, the last one. The first one was a double deflection that kept the Lions out of the back of the net, and then this last one about 3 minutes ago where Aguilar went aerial, almost horizontal, about 5 feet off the ground for the save and keeps the Lions at bay. Foothill was possession. The Lions get the ball back here at midfield. Number 4, Xavier Franco with the ball, but it goes out of bounds. As you'll see, Chris Guerrero throwing the ball back in over to Martin and all the way back over to the far side. Foothill looking for anything right now. They haven't had a lot of success on the offensive side of the ball. Great defense for the Lions. Like I said, a very young team for the Trojans is one thing that head coach Ty Rose really wants to see. The last couple of weeks of the regular season going to the playoffs is this team become more physical, because one of the things is that you've got to be a physical soccer team to be able to be successful, especially in this league and going in the Central Section playoffs. Another corner kick coming for Miramonte. Another opportunity to try to break this scoreless tie and get one in the net before halftime. Corner kick is up. Another header unsuccessful. Foothill's got numbers, and they've got possession on the outside. No defense there. Kicks it over to the right. Shot at the net, and a great save there. As Chris Guerrero tried to get it with his left foot, but a great save by Juan Mendez for Miramonte. So the first shot on goal, a great look for the Trojans, but unsuccessful. Both goalkeepers playing very well thus far here in the first half. As we remain scoreless, really, really good offensive possession. A great straightaway. They had an open look, and Guerrero just unable to get it past Mendez. So here we are, still scoreless. 5 minutes left here in the first half. Neither team allowing any wiggle room for their opponents. You got friends and competitors that have been going against each other, with each other, playground, official games, whatever you want to call them, for years, long before they ever donned a Foothill or a Miramonte jersey. These young men were playing against each other in their youth years, playing this sport of soccer that they all love so much. Did I see a yellow card, Julian?
I don't know.
From my vantage, I didn't see one come up, so it looks like, I believe it was a yellow card we do have a player from Foothill going off, and so we will have a free kick for the Lions here. Another advantage for Mira Monte to try to get one into the net and take the lead here. The official instructing the two Foothill players to step back just a little bit. Gentlemen, can't be that close. Nice deflection there again, once again by Aguilar. And Miramonte, no good, as Aguilar gets a big, big high five from his teammate Robert Areola. Defense for Foothill doing everything they can to keep the Lions from taking the lead here. Both goalkeepers doing a great job of the clean sheet thus far. Miramonte waiting to throw the ball back into play. Did we have an issue with a couple fans here, Julian? Was there a issue there? Looked like Miramonte head coach Christian Franco was motioning to the crowd, but that's okay. We're back in the action now. About ready to hit that 2-minute extra time period. Probably got about another 4 or 5 minutes left here in this first half. Miramonte again with possession, still a 0-0 tie. Will one of these teams be able to capitalize and finally get one into the back of the net and go into halftime with a lead? We shall see. Ball goes out of bounds. Possession goes back to the Trojans. Both crowds cheering on their teams, hoping for a big cheer, and that cheer would come from a great goal. Either one of these teams. Midfield, change of possession, back and forth. Miramonte with the ball and the possession. Number 15, Alex Macho Diaz, just a freshman there. Miramonte with the ball for just a second. Ooh, inside, nice look, nice turn to his left. But another shot and another save. Oswaldo Aguilar getting his money's worth tonight. Doing a great job. 5 saves thus far for the Trojans here in the first half. And we're still 0-0 as we're into extra time now. That clock has stopped right at 2 minutes. I'm going to put a couple extra layers on at halftime, Julian.
Okay. Yeah, it is. It's dipping down.
And that there's just that little bit of breeze that's here perched up top the press box here at Miramonte. If you guys haven't been out here to Miramonte, it's one of the taller home grandstands in Kern County. Obviously, Griffith Field holds that title. But this is a big high school stadium here at Miramonte. And the grandstands are larger than most. Would you agree?
I would agree. It's one of the newer ones.
Yep. Opened up back in 2008, I believe. 2008, 2009. Same year Frontier opened, I believe, right? In Golden Valley? It was a golden age of opening schools.
Well, Kern County has a host of high schools. I think the density here of high schools is one of the largest in the country.
19 public high schools in the Kern High School District, which also includes Kern Valley, Arvin, and Shafter. But in the city of Bakersfield, you look at it, before Stockdale was opened in 1993, the only public high schools you had were PHS, Highland,
West,
Foothill, South, North, and East. And West was considered, it was named West because it was the West Side High School. And now you think about where West High is, that's Central Bakersfield
Central,
now.
yes.
It's Central Bakersfield now.
That's a good point.
And you think about when 1993, when Stockdale opened, that kind of opened up the floodgates there. Soon after, Centennial opened up in the Northwest. Liberty not too far after that. And then you saw Ridgeview open up quickly as a moth just flew right off the top of your noggin. We'll get those because we're not too far down from the lights here. As we have a player stoppage, the athletic trainer has come out to assist Foothill's player.
Well, I will tell you this, when we do finally get a score in this game, I mean, it's relatively quiet, but we got a number of people here watching this game tonight. When there's a score,
It's going to erupt.
It's going to be a scream.
Yeah, it is.
You know, it's going to be a curdling scream. It's going to be so loud.
And kudos to those fans that have come out here. Like I said, a non-school day, coming out here on a Friday night. It was a beautiful day, but, the temperature has dipped. We're into the 50s now. As we hope this young man for Foothill is okay. Hopefully this is just precautionary, having the trainer come out with the golf cart. So we wish him nothing but the best. You hear the round of applause from the crowd, from both Mira, Monte, and Foothill faithful here. As we'll get play back into action, and that will extend the extra time here just a little bit, but that's okay because it's a little bit more action here in the first half as we wait for the trainer to finally get his cart off the field and make it a safe field of play for these programs. Foothill with a nice kick into their territory, header for Miramonte as the Lions look to regain, but here come the Trojans. No offsides call. Shot just high off the goal post. So another look there for the Trojans. That was number 9, one of the captains, Josue Chavez, a forward for the Trojans. Had a look, but just a little bit high. But a second decent look for the Trojans, something they didn't have in the first 25, 30-ish minutes. And there is the whistle, and that is the end of the first half. Miramonte and Foothill scoreless in a battle here in the Horizon League. I'm Trevor Horn with Julian Wilson here on the Kern High Network. We're going to take a halftime break. Go get yourself a refreshment. We'll be back in about 10 minutes.
Hey, Dad! Is my weekly allowance up for a negotiation?
No, not really.
Okay,
Okay.
we'll talk about this later. Hey, Dad! Is my weekly allowance up for a negotiation?
No, not really.
Okay,
Okay.
we'll talk about this later. Hey, Dad! Is my weekly allowance up for a negotiation?
No, not really.
Okay,
Okay.
we'll talk about this later.
Take cash, direct deposit, or check.
I think a pony is a smart investment.
My rate for dishes is going up with inflation.
Is my weekly allowance up for a negotiation?
I'm also open to a salary position. Take cash, direct deposit, or check.
I think a pony is a smart investment.
My rate for dishes is going up with inflation.
Is my weekly allowance up for a negotiation?
I'm also open to a salary position. Take cash, direct deposit, or check.
I think a pony is a smart investment.
My rate for dishes is going up with inflation.
Is my weekly allowance up for a negotiation?
I'm also open to a salary position. Take cash, direct deposit, or check.
I think a pony is a smart investment.
My rate for dishes is going up with inflation.
Is my weekly allowance up for a negotiation?
I'm also open to a salary position.
So, my rate for dishes is going up with inflation.
Oh, is it?
Blame the economy. So, my rate for dishes is going up with inflation.
Oh, is it?
Blame the economy.
You should be earning interest on your savings. Make the money work for you.
Welcome back, everybody. The second half action here on the Current High Network. I'm Trevor Horn along with Julian Wilson here at Miramonte High School. Southeast side of town, just south of the 58 on Fairfax. Lions hosting the Foothill Trojans here in a pivotal Horizon League matchup. We're tied 0-0. Miramonte really kind of held possession for the most of this one in the first half with 6 shots on goal, just 2 for Foothill. But right now, the player of the game thus far, Julian, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's Oswaldo Aguilar, the goalkeeper for Foothill.
I mean, he has done a tremendous job tonight, and even though it's halfway through, I could see you making that choice.
I mean, he had 2 different ones there where it was kind of a double blockage by William Martin and Aguilar on the first shot on goal for Miramonte tonight. And then here's Miramonte again. Defensive numbers for Foothill. Finally goes out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for the Lions. And then on that last one in the first half where he went horizontal, aerial, jump man-like, if you will, to deflect the nice shot for the Lions, keep them at bay and out of the back of the net, and still in a scoreless tie.
Well, it's extremely difficult to deflect that number of shots by anyone. And you've had the best goalkeepers in the world that have been scored upon more than once. So he did an amazing job.
And the Horizon League's no slouch. This is one of the top leagues in the Central Section when it comes to boys soccer, because of the tradition of soccer just embedded into these young men and their livelihoods from birth. Sleeping in the crib with a soccer ball.
I know. I don't know they weren't doing that.
You never know.
I'd say some candy.
I don't know, I'm sure a few moms or dads in there be like, this is a soccer ball. Get used to it. We're playing. It is a tradition on the east side of great boys soccer play in high school, and has been for years. Whether it's Foothill or Arvin or Miramonte or, here on the south side of town, Ridgeview, one of the top 3 teams in the central section overall this year. Foothill coming off the D3 SoCal Regional Championship just last year. South High was a powerhouse under Brian Smith, who's now a dean at BHS, and in the last 10 years under Diego Cano. They've done a great job there. Ty Rose in the last 12 years here at Foothill. Ben Warren before Christian Franco took over here at Miramonte. Year in and year out. We were just talking about at halftime, as the crow flies, you've got Del Oro to the southwest about 3 miles, and then Foothill, almost like a V from this campus, about 3 miles as the crow flies. So great neighborhood rivalries here, especially in this Horizon League where everybody is, Arvin's not too far off. They've left the SSL and come into which is more of a geographical advantage for the Bears to play in this league rather than the SSL, because they're not having to travel out to Taft or over up to Delano and McFarland and Wasco and Shafter and those other county schools here in Kern. Foothill with a look at it, and a great block. My goodness, Juan Mendez. Both goalkeepers tonight playing fantastic soccer, ladies and gentlemen. Another great save there. Both Juan Mendez and Oswaldo Aguilar playing fantastic tonight at the goal for both of these programs.
And before I forget, or before we forget, we have to send a special thank you to our host this evening here at Miramonte. We received the greatest hospitality that we've seen in a while. As soon as we got here, we were helped every step of the way to get set up for this game. So thank you.
Josue Valenzuela, the great athletic director here at Miramonte. Our main man, Sebastian, just below us, helping us out as we figured out whether or not we were going to set up this evening. We ended up choosing up here on the perch. Braving the cold for you folks, whether you're watching here live on the Kern High Network, whether you're watching on the YouTube page, on the website, or on Facebook, watching tomorrow morning over a cup of coffee and a bowl of cereal, or if you're in the future in 2035. We appreciate you turning in. Corner kick for the Trojans as they look for the advantage here. A shot goes long, and the Lions are able to regain possession. Just like Julian said, I'd like to thank Miramonte High School for hosting us tonight. Also, a special thank you to Stan Green, the Kern High School District Superintendents, and our sponsors, the Valley Strong Credit Union. Another save there. And are they going to call a goal? Goal! Foothill as number 13, Angel Cortez, with the goal as the ball just got right behind Juan Mendez. And Foothill able to take advantage. No call. It looks like Miramonte thinking that was an offsides, but it was not called.
Yeah, that just trickled in, and everybody was confused.
So 47 minutes into this one, the Foothill Trojans, who lost to Miramonte just 2 weeks ago, 4-1, take a very crucial 1-0 lead here on the road as Angel Cortez is able to just knock it in from about, a foot out? One of the shortest goals he'll probably ever have in his soccer career. And it's a crucial one for the Trojans. And a 1-0 lead now for Foothill. on the road here at Miramonte with 33 minutes left on the clock. How quickly the tides turn. Miramonte held possession for the majority of the first half, and then Foothill is able to find a crease, find an opening, and capitalize and take the 1-0 lead. The defending D2 Central Section champs who won the D3 SoCal Regional title last season now have a 1-0 lead, a win that they crucially need as a Division I program now in the Central Section this year. Foothill very much needs this victory tonight to it appears that as the season is going that they're probably going to end up in the Division II bracket. But the last thing they want is to have to go on the road in Division II. So a victory here tonight, if they're able to withstand every pressure that the Lions are going to give them tonight, it would be a huge victory for the Trojans and a marquee win for them thus far this season. Where the Lions, like I said earlier tonight in the broadcast, do have a win over Reedley, another Division I team as well, and a win over Centennial, who is playing quite well in the River League this year as well. So big advantage for Foothill there, Julian. And now the Miramonte faithful just below us. Now just chomping at the bit, hoping to cheer on their boys, trying to get the equalizer here after the Trojans took the lead just 7 minutes into the second half. While we're at it, we'll also like to take this time to thank the Miramonte administration once again. Principal Roman Aguilar, AP of Instruction Jessica Torres, AP of Administration Amber Pires, Dean of Student Behavior and Supports, that's Jessica Moreno and Christian Lopez, Athletic Director Josue Valenzuela, he's around here somewhere, always doing great work here at Miramonte, and then Activities Director Marina Lopez. I want to go back to the In the Huddle that we had here at Miramonte back in September. First one at BHS, we were just trying to get our bearings, trying to figure out exactly what we were doing on campus, how it was going to be perceived, what the crowd was going to be like. And then as the weeks went on, Christian Johnson, the head football coach here at Miramonte, when he found out that Kern High Network and In the Huddle, the Friday afternoon show before a football game during the fall, where we were going onto campus in the middle of the quad during lunchtime, when he heard that we were coming to Miramonte, he called Stan Green and myself, and he said, "Gentlemen, my brother and I, Robin, they've been to 4 or 5 ESPN college game days, and so they knew what the atmosphere was like. So when we showed up here to Miramonte, they had the big lion set up. They had a inflatable goalpost. Guys were trying to kick field goals. It was the first show that we came out, and they had fat heads of us. They had signs. I mean, it really started to feel like a college game day atmosphere. And Miramonte was really what we had here, you know, not 300 yards from where we are in the middle of the quad, was probably one of the first big one where you went, okay, they're trying to one-up each other week in and week out. Every week it was something new. As the Trojans with the ball here and a free kick. It's number 3, Alonzo Lomeli. Kicks it off, gets it in the net, and quickly picked up by Juan Mendez. Keeps the Trojans from taking that crucial 2-0 lead, and remains a 1-0 lead for Foothill. Now 12 minutes here into the second half. So hats off to really every high school here in the Kern High School District. So much school spirit from the top down, from the principals, the athletic directors, their deans, the vice principals, the activities directors, the athletic directors, teachers, coaches, students themselves. It amazes me, Julian. You always worry, like, are we growing a culture of individuals that are buying into their communities? And I'll tell you this right now. Every time I come onto a high school campus, especially here in Kern County, I get excited about the future because we have some great young men and women, some great young boys and girls that are going to turn into great leaders of this community. And the future is bright because there are a lot of very strong-willed, energetic young human beings with a lot of interest, and their interests are growing. We had esports teams that came on to the show. We had business entrepreneurial classes. The ASB presidents at each school, so well-spoken, so much school pride, so much involvement. The time and effort. I don't know when these high school students sleep or eat, because it sounds like from the minute they wake up to the minute they go to bed during the school year, all they think about is their classwork, their classmates, and everything they have going on. And a whistle here at midfield as a Foothill player is down, much to the displeasure of the Monte faithful, as you could probably hear just below us. I don't know if I can repeat that.
No.
But that shows you the love that these fans have for these teams, especially in this sport of soccer. Here on the boys' side, here on the east side of town. Foothill with possession, the free kick. Header inside the box. Miramonte able to deflect it and get the ball back and regain possession at midfield. No whistle there as the play goes on. It's going to get wildly contested here in the final 26 minutes.
Yes.
You can expect a lot of fireworks here. Miramonte with possession. Down 1-0 to Foothill. A team that they beat just 2 weeks ago, 4-1 on the road over at Foothill, just 3 miles away. And now here, the road team is in control. As we saw Angel Cortez able to just knock it in. A foot out, 6 inches out. I mean, it was the shortest goal that somebody will ever have in their high school career, in their soccer career. Tale of two halves, if you will. Miramonte holding possession for most of the first half, and now it's Foothill that's kind of played the offensive trigger here in the second half, in the first 15 minutes here. Another header goes right into the arms of Juan Mendez as the Lions with the ball again here, trying to get possession, but that one's kicked long to almost nobody and quickly picked up by Aguilar, and he gets knocked. No whistle there. Head officials going over there, grabbing into his pocket, and he does throw up a yellow card against Miramonte. Again, Oswaldo Aguilar right now, the odds-on favorite to be our Kern High Network player of the game.
He is playing a phenomenal game.
He is, and he's taking a little rest. He's getting his bearings back, hands the ball back off to the official. And Foothill will regain possession, and he goes right back into his safe space, the one that he defends oh so well, especially tonight. And it's been Miramonte, the team that's been a very good defensive team. 7 shutout victories this season. So 7 of their 13 victories have been shutouts for Miramonte, but not tonight, as Foothill took the 1-0 lead 7 minutes here into the second half. It's a 1-0 lead for the Trojans. A crucial victory because it would get them back to 500 in league play. Nice footwork there by Gabriel Perez, another captain, a left back for the Lions. You can start to hear the crowd getting a little bit more into this game, a little bit more vocal, because they understand the magnitude of what's going on here. We got 23 minutes left here, and obviously goals are going to come at a premium because neither team defensively is giving their opponents any wiggle room. So Miramonte with the free kick just outside the box. Both teams are set up. This is a crucial moment here for both teams. Foothill is able to keep them out of the net. They keep that lead, but Miramonte looking for an advantage here and trying to get the equalizer, and that ball sails just left, no good. And so Foothill will stay in the lead 1-0 and regain possession as we tick under 23 minutes left here.
You know, and that shot looked like it may have had a chance had it been within the two poles at the goal.
Well, not only that, it went right through that entire line of Foothill defenders.
It went cleanly through.
Yeah. Just a little bit left, a little bit errant. But it was a good look, much like the 6 good looks that Miramonte had in the first half. But it was Oswaldo Aguilar who was just a brick wall, if you will. So Miramonte will get another throw in here. And I'm going to call another penalty against the Trojans. Conversation, no yellow card, but a few words from the officials as Miramonte will line up for another free kick here. Oh, a penalty kick here now. I believe that's Jose Oviedo, the striker, the leading scorer, number 9 for Miramonte. He lines up for the penalty kick, and he gets it just right and scores it in the equalizer, and Miramonte ties it up. 1-1. A crucial goal here for Miramonte, and that crowd is now into it. Now we're right back to 1-1, and we started all over again. So with 21 minutes left to play, crucial error on the defensive side of the ball and a penalty against the Trojans sets up a penalty kick. And it was the junior Josue Chavez with his 8th goal of the season. And it was a big one to tie this one up at 1-1 midway through second half. So now that advantage for Foothill is gone, and we're right back after the equalizer for Oviedo. And it was a great look, too, as Aguilar went right, and that ball went the complete opposite way of the way that he dove. So it was a great play there by Oviedo to get the ball into the net and the equalizer. And Miramonte ties it up at 1-1 with 20 minutes left here in regulation. Another Foothill player down. Helped up by his teammate. It's Angel Cortez, who scored the goal at the beginning of the second half. Foothill, he's back up on his feet and ready to get the Trojans offense going once again. We're under 20 minutes left here in regulation. All tied up 1-1 and huge Horizon League matchup here in boys soccer here on the Current High Network. I'm Trevor Horn, along with Julian Wilson. Hi, Julian. How are you?
Forgot my name.
I forgot your last name for a second.
Oh, wow.
It took me. Hey, man, I'm cold. I forget things when I'm cold. I think I forgot my son's name the other day, so don't take any offense.
Well, that's the word cold drop to sea. That's what that is. You're not cold.
I'm old. I like that, cold drop in the sea. I'm gonna keep that one.
Yeah, go
I'll
ahead.
put that one in my back pocket.
Write that one down.
Yep. Golden Valley with a 2-0 lead in the first half against Del Oro. And that'd be the Bulldogs looking to stay undefeated, moving to 5-0 in league play. Like I said, this league, year in and year out, and you add in Del Oro, and they're going to be a great soccer program. Their boys cross-country team is already 2-time Central Section champions, and the school's only 3 years old. And so just give it time. This league is just going to get tougher and tougher and tougher. Here, really, I mean, it might be called the Horizon League, but you might as well just call it the 58.
The 58 league.
Because you got Foothill Miramonte, both here that flank the 58. You know, you can see Del Oro here not too far off of Panama and Cottonwood. Arvin as well. All of these schools right here in this little corridor on the southeast side of town, and there is great boys soccer played year in and year out in this league. And this year is no different. And these two teams are a testament to that in this highly contested 1-1 tie here with 17 minutes left of regulation. Here at Miramonte High School on a clear Friday evening here in late January. This month of January, I know everybody always says that the month of January lags and it feels like a whole year. But I feel like this month has just, and maybe it's just me, but it's flown by here on the 24th already.
It has flown by, you know, and one of the concerns is, you know, we haven't had any rain, any snow. We're in the winter, so
nothing.
We got some surprises coming probably with our weather.
A late spring dump, if you will. And I'll tell you this, Southern California, God bless those families and all of those individuals that have lost their homes and lost their lives. It's just an absolute tragedy of these wildfires. And, you know, the greatest recipe and the greatest gift that, you know, God could give Southern California right now is a good rainstorm. And we're dying for it. I mean, and I don't mean to use that word lightly, but, I mean, this region is starved for some rain. We just had that fire, the Hughes fire, right outside of Castaic just 2 days ago. You were working a BC game, and their opponent, Citrus College, they had to take the alternate route on the 210 up to the 58 through Tehachapi just to get into Bakersfield to play the Renegades on Wednesday night because the Grapevine was completely closed that evening because of the Hughes fire. Another large fire that, you know, affected up to, you know, 50,000 homes were in the evacuation protocol there in the Castaic, North Valencia, Santa Clarita region. So thankfully that one was not as destructively bad as the Palisades fire or the fire in Altadena. Just both of those just travesties, if you will. So, yeah, I mean, I'd love to see some rain here in the Valley. I'd love to see some rain in Southern California. All right, here we go. We got 15 minutes left in regulation. We are all tied up 1-1. Free kick here near midfield for the Lions. Nice shot just to the left of it, headed out. So Foothill will regain possession here. All tied up in a 1-1 stalemate. We're 0-0 at halftime, and then 7 minutes in, the Trojans took a lead off of about a one-footer outside the goal line for Foothill by number 13, Angel Cortez. And then on the penalty kick, the leading scorer this year for the Lions. And another shot and another save by by Foothill, and they were able to get the ball back out. And once again, another incredible save by Oswaldo Aguilar. My goodness, he took the full brunt of that right to his chest. Mm-hmm. And then the penalty kick for Jose Oviedo, leading goal scorer for Miramonte on the penalty kick, the equalizer to tie it up at 1-1. About 15 minutes ago, and here we are with 14 minutes left of regulation, and that's where we're at, ladies and gentlemen. 1-1 tie here in a Horizon League showdown. Miramonte with the free kick and another possession. That's Ricky Perez, the center back, the captain, the 4.5 GPA, the leader of this Miramonte team. Good defense there by the Trojans. Miramonte trying to hold tight here. Trying to find a crease, look for an opening, try to take that crucial 2-1 lead. either team is able to get a goal here, it's going to be the big one here, as we have 12 minutes left here in regulation. Free kick for the Trojans as they look for advantage. A nice block there by the Lions, and they're able to regain possession and quickly try to get back in the offensive formation. Good defense there by number 6 for Foothill. That's Benji Davila. And Miramonte will continue possession here. I'm about 95% certain that in league play in the regular season there is no overtime, so we'll not go into overtime. But if we do, we'll stay right here on air. If not, that's the way the game will end. If we do end in a 2-1 victory for one of these teams, or if we end in a 1-1 tie, we shall see. But I believe that it does end at the end of regulation regardless of the score. A corner kick for Miramonte coming. As we see Dario Lezema, the midfielder, coming back in to do the free kick, do the corner kick for the Lions. Kick is up. Header looks good, but it is deflected out by Foothill. Nice look there by the Lions. Great defense there by the Trojans. Oswaldo Aguilar, once again having a phenomenal game. Yes, he gave up the goal on the penalty kick, but that's such an advantage for the offensive team on that play. With his 6 saves tonight, just a phenomenal effort.
Yes.
By the Foothill goalkeeper this evening. Juan Mendez also doing a fantastic job for Miramonte in the goal, but he has not had as many tough shots against him like Aguilar has this evening. It's been quite impressive. A couple of really spectacular saves this evening for Aguilar. Here we go. The Roar Zone making their presence known here at Miramonte, trying to cheer on their team, getting them hyped up on the field in hopes that they were able to break this stalemate and take a 2-1 lead as we have just 9 minutes left in regulation. And another free kick coming for Miramonte. Tighten up that shoelace a little bit. Get your defense set. And for Miramonte, they're just hoping for a good shot on goal that hits the back of the net and gives this home crowd something to cheer about. So we have 8 minutes left in regulation. Shot is up. Just high. sails over the net, and we remain tied 1-1. Fantastic defensive display for both of these programs here this evening. Two high-caliber soccer programs for Mira, Monte, and Foothill playing the part. Absolutely enjoyable evening. Fantastic contest by both of these programs. First soccer broadcast this season here on the Current High Network, and I'm excited to be here, Julian.
Yeah, it's the first one. We've talked about it, season after season, but exciting to get back out here and broadcast soccer.
Such a great community for soccer Bakersfield and Kern County is, and so to be able to present that to you, the viewing audience, we take great pride in that.
And we're also doing basketball, and that's been great. We've had 3 great games.
We have. We've even done the havoc at the Harvey wrestling as BHS was able to defeat Esperanza from Anaheim in the Harvey Auditorium. And I'm telling you, man, probably one of the coolest high school venue experiences that I've ever been a part of, covering prep sports for almost 20 years like I have. That was so cool.
Yes, and I'm going to say it here on air. That was a great idea for a time in our history when we need great ideas. That was a great idea.
And that was the brainchild of Andy Varner, the former head coach for BHS, who still helps out with the program. It's just, his son Silas is a state medal contender on the team now, and he's just trying to play the role of dad and doing a few other things, helping out with the youth program. But that was an idea that Andy Varner had a few years ago, and then Tammy Mayoka, the athletic director, and Adam Fierro, the new head coach, very, very good coaching staff, and I call him the wrestling CEO at BHS, Frank Lomas. Great idea, and then the execution and the delivery, and then for the boys to be able to come out and score that 37-34 victory for the Drillers.
Yeah.
And it was a top 10 dual matchup in the state of California. Both teams ranked as teams in the top 10. We had 25 wrestlers that night in action just on the boys' side that are ranked in the top 50 in their weight classes in the state of California, which is absolutely phenomenal. We saw the 106-pounder for Esperanza, a freshman, number 1 ranked 106-pounder in the nation. And we got to see him wrestle here in Bakersfield just 2 months before we'll see him wrestle here in Bakersfield again in the state finals.
And don't leave it out. That replay can be watched on Kern High Network.
Yes, if you did not see that, do yourselves a favor. Vance Palm and Matt Montero, who I thought did a fantastic job in his debut broadcasting wrestling. And really, and you were right there with him. I was down up on the platform doing video for Kern High. A great environment. If you haven't watched that, ladies and gentlemen, Julian is correct. Go back in the archives here on the Kern High Network and watch that, because it was such a cool environment to have it in that auditorium setting at the Harvey Auditorium at BHS, one of the most iconic venues here in Kern County. And a very unique setup. Yes, the Buchanan Clovis is – Miramonte is looking for a shot here on goal, looking for anything. But, again, the Foothill defense continues to keep them at bay. Just 4 minutes now left in regulation. But going back to that wrestling, really, really quickly, that Buchanan Clovis big, they call it the big one up there, the duel that they had. They just had it last week, or earlier this week, excuse me. And that one fills up the auditorium, but they've been doing that for decades.
Right.
Ever since Buchanan was built in 1993. And those two programs, perennially top 5 in the state. Buchanan has been the defending state champs for, I think, 4 or 5 years in a row now. And, in that Clovis community, they go. But that's something that BHS is going to continue to build. They're going to continue working on it, bringing that havoc at the Harvey. It's the second one. They had Clovis North here last year. They brought in Esperanza out of Anaheim this year. They're going to continue to find opponents and quality opponents to where the entire night is going to be highly competitive, like we saw in that one. So, yeah, go back and watch that. And, You know, it's one of those experiences that you really got to be there to understand it. Right. So when it comes around next January, ladies and gentlemen, my advice to you is, even if you're not a fan of wrestling, if you're just a fan of prep sports, especially here in Kern County, if you want to knock something off your bucket list of watching, that is a bucket list item to me. I'll jump off my soapbox here and get back to this one because this is highly contested. We just got 2:40 left here in regulation before extra time, and we were all tied up 1-1. Both of these teams, these are crucial victories that they'll want. And so I think neither team here wants to come away with a loss. Either team would be complacent, if you will, with a tie here tonight. Neither team wants to lose. They want a victory. Foothill, being a Division I based team this year, needs a quality win, and this would be a quality win here late in the regular season. Mira, Monte, a team that is playing about as well as they have in the last 5 or 10 years. A great season for the Lions, a very young team doing a lot of great things under a second-year head coach. And Miramonte this would be just another feather in their cap, but this one in a 1-1 stalemate as we go into extra time now. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Now you're really going to see the pressure from both of these offenses pushing the pace here, trying to just get one in the back of the net, and that one goes just to the right of it, quickly corralled. And Miramonte trying to get possession, and they've got the ball out in possession off to the left side. Is there going to be a penalty there? That was Robert Areola on the defense for Foothill. And from the way that Miramonte and Joshua Joy, the wing, are reacting, not too happy with the call that's made, but let's see what the official says as it's going to be a free kick. Let's see where the ball is going to be placed. Should be right outside there on the left-hand corner of the box. Like I said, we are in extra time now, ladies and gentlemen, so depending on how much time that the officials put on their clock, we don't know when this is going to end. So this is crucial time for both of these programs. Miramonte with possession here. So they got the advantage here. That's going to be Joshua Montoya, the midfielder. He's going to take this kick, this free kick. And Foothill's defense is going to do everything they can to keep this out of the net. Oswaldo Aguilar, still a phenomenal game in the pipes. And another great save by Aguilar, and kicks it out. Another shot. Oh, just right off the upright. My goodness. So close for Miramonte taking this lead in extra time. And that dead ball goes out. And what a possession for the Lions. And again, what a great job by Oswaldo Aguilar, keeping Miramonte at bay, other than that penalty kick goal with the equalizer here. And we're all tied up 1-1. And there's just moments left in this one. Miramonte will regain possession as that ball is kicked out of bounds. Dead ball. Lions get the ball. It's a beautiful thing about soccer. You don't know when this one's going to end. It can end right now, right after this ball thrown in. We got 3 more minutes. We don't know. We don't know. This isn't professional soccer where you see the clock and the time up. Unless you're right there by an official and you ask him how much time, we don't know up here. We're far too up top the press box. Foothill's defense regains possession. Quickly, Miramonte gets the ball back. Joshua Joy. Ball goes out of bounds. Foothill ball. Woo, doggy. Ball at midfield. Let's see who gets possession, and it's the Trojans right now. That will go out of bounds, and Miramonte will gain possession as that ball went off of Foothill. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen.
They called it, huh? Wow.
They called it. Yep. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. So here we end in a 1-1 tie here. Fantastic. We were stalemate, 0-0 going into halftime, and quickly Foothill was able to take the 1-0 lead. And then 12 minutes later on the penalty kick, Miramonte with the equalizer. And that's how we'll finish here, ladies and gentlemen. It's a 1-1 tie here in Horizon League showdown between Miramonte and Foothill. And we're going to go ahead and call it, because of his aerobatic efforts tonight and keeping Mira Monte at bay, other than that penalty kick, our Kern High Network player of the game, Oswaldo Aguilar, the goalkeeper for Foothill tonight. Congratulations to him, Oswaldo. A fantastic effort tonight. It does not come in a victory, but it does come in a crucial tie, and it does not go into the loss column for either one of these programs.
Well, we just watched it right at the end of the game, right at the end of the match. He stopped the last 2 attempts.
Yep.
By Monte. I tell you what, a phenomenal job by that young man.
He started it with a double defender with him and Miller, and then he had that aerial save there in the first half, and then he was able to keep them at bay here at the end of regulation and keeping this one a 1-1 stalemate. And that's how we'll finish this broadcast tonight. Thank you guys all for tuning in. Thank you to Stan Green, our Kern High School District Superintendents, and our sponsors, the Valley Strong Credit Union, for allowing us to put on events like this in our community. I am Trevor Horn, along as always with my partner, Julian Wilson. Thank you guys for joining in. I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening, this weekend. God bless, take care, and we'll see you soon.